Live from Fitzpatrick Stadium in Portland, Maine. Good evening and welcome to our coverage of United Women's Soccer as Maine Footy closes out their season in front of the home crowd, taking on Western United, the Pioneers, right here in the heart of Portland. It's cool, cloudy, and the evening here in southern Maine is set right as a classic summer soccer weather presents itself. A little overcast, a bit breeze coming in off the water, but honestly, it's just right for a night like this. The lights are on, the fans are filling in, and there's a certain energy that comes with knowing this is the final chapter of the season for Maine Footy. It's been a season of growth, grit, and plenty of learning moments for this young squad, and while results haven't always gone their way, especially in their last home match when Old Eagles came in and delivered a dominant performance, the team has continued to show fight. You can expect the same tonight as they look to end the campaign on a high note in front of their home supporters and finish with pride. Western United, of course, present a different kind of challenge. The Pioneers have faced all the elements, a team with pace, technical quality, and the ability to punish mistakes if given time and space. Maine will need to stay compact, be sharp, and in transition especially, look for those key players to step up one last time this season. This is what you want in a season finale, a chance to leave everything on the field in front of your fans in your city with a clean slate on the scoreboard. We're just minutes away from kickoff here at Fitzpatrick Stadium. It's Maine Footy versus the Western United Pioneers coming up next. Eastern Conference contest between the visiting Western United FC Pioneers and your Maine Footy. The United Women's Soccer League alongside Maine Footy is committed to promoting an environment of good sportsmanship for all players, coaches, officials, and fans. We encourage your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial or sexist comments, or other intimidating actions directed at any of the listed parties will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of competition. Now for your starters for the visiting Pioneers. Number 1, Maddie Riley. Number 2, Audrey Afonso. Number 11, Gabby Cooper. Number 4, Lily Dunn. Number 5, Peyton Dorsar-Kissia. Number 16, Ava Dagnoli. Number 19, Carson Humphreys. Number 21, Loretta Petrasevich. Number 10, Ava Fries. Number 17, Maeve Stroughton. Number 8, McKenna Sacco. And now the starters for your Maine Footy. Number 77, Paige Gagne. Number 9, Allie Moprisky. Number 7, Finley Brown. Number 3, Emma Badger. Number 20, Alexis Elowich. Number 2, Kelsey Flint. Number 6, Emily Hood. Number 10, Caden Smith. Number 11, Ava Feely. Number 7, Katrina Gold. Number 12, Morgan Bovardi. Maine Footy is coached by Paul Baber and Jamie Kelly. Our director of football is Todd Sniper. May you please all rise for the playing of our national anthem. And here we go. Kickoff is underway at Fitzpatrick Stadium as Maine Footy begins their final match of the season against Western United. The teams will convene before they take the pitch in what should be a fun matchup here in Portland, Maine at the friendly confines of Fitzpatrick Stadium, normally home to the Hearts of Pine. Today they have lended it over to us, Maine Footy, to play a USW match. United Women's Soccer League match, here tonight. As Western United will take the field, and look, for Maine, this isn't just another game. It's a chance to finish the year strong, final game of the season, and also respond after a tough outing their last time on this field when they were beaten 5-0 by Ole Eagles. That one stung, no doubt. We were all here for that one, and the message coming into tonight has been about pride, effort, and putting together a full 90 minutes of competitive soccer. So what does that look like? A few keys to the game for Maine Footy. First, control the pace early. One of the big issues last match here at Fitzpatrick Stadium against Ole Eagles was falling behind almost immediately and struggling to settle in. Maine needs to use the first 15 to 10 minutes to get comfortable on the ball, win second balls, especially in slow tempo when needed. Second, stay organized defensively. Western United will bring pressure and movement, but Maine can't afford to get stretched. Communication along the back line and support from the midfield will be critical in avoiding those breakdowns we saw last time out. And finally, find a spark going forward, whether it's from a set piece, a moment of individual brilliance, or simply sustained possession. Maine needs to give themselves a chance to ask questions of the Western United defense. It's the final 90 of the season. You can feel the urgency already as both teams have kicked the ball off, and we get underway. A cool, cloudy night in Portland, a perfect stage for one last run. Let's see how Maine Footy responds as they start the ball up the pitch, out of bounds, and a throw-in rewarded to the home side. Here comes Caden Smith in the midfield. She crosses over to the right side. Number 17, Finley Brown, will control, and she will have a whistle as there is an injured Western United player on the pitch. As there's a conversation on the pitch, as number 13 for United, they'll have a discussion and move forward. Maine Footy trying to get some early offense going. One of the keys to the game, as we talked about, is Smith dribbles towards the flag. She'll put that one off the leg of Ava Dagnoli, and a corner kick will be rewarded to the host, Maine Footy. See how United respond early. Maine Footy again trying to get off on the right foot. Drives that one in. Emma Badger was in the mix. United looking for pressure out, but it's picked off. Driven low, well saved by the keeper. That one was a good shot from Ali Mokriski from outside the 18. It was corralled, though, by Maddie Riley in net, and a punt from the top of her 18 will soar just in front of the 50, and possession back to Maine. Here's Emma Badger now, who will send it over to Elowich. She plays it to Mokriski. They're going to try to play some 1-2 touch, and the passing so far much crisper than the last time this Maine Footy team was playing at Fitzpatrick Stadium. And a whistle and out of bounds as that one goes a throw-in to United. McKenna Sacco loses possession. Emma Badger will send it back to her goalkeeper to start things off. Gabby Cooper plays that one back, and again trying to hold possession is Peyton Darkisnia. Mistouch and plenty of time for Maine to recover, as that one will be played back to the keeper, and Maine will look to continue to reset this time over to Badger. She goes to the outside. Here comes Finley Brown. She has some time to go. Katarina Gould plays that one down deep, and they have some chance. Morgan Bovardi will play one into the danger zone and easily corralled in the top of the 6-yard box. And a punt now will come out of the backfield, and the second ball won by Maine. Badger all over that. That's the second time so far tonight. She's all over it as the ref little bit of an obstacle on that one. She avoids it with a sidestep and plays a beautiful ball to the flag. We'll see if Gold can get on it. She can't, and a goal kick out of bounds for United. Pioneers enter this one, as we talked about, a little bit of a crafty team, yet to really get the offense going, as Maine has showed up in this one and been able to early on play with some pressing pressure and give themselves some opportunities. No real chances yet, but at least a corner kick so far and a few opportunities into the box that have forced the goalkeeper to make some changes and at least come out and make a save, as a throw-in now will be given to Maine Footy. That one won by Maine. They're going to have a miscommunication, and they were looking sharp early on here, winning that possession battle and showing real intent after the kickoff, but right there, a little bit of a miscommunication. Pressure by Gold now. United play a little 1-2. We'll see if they can get it out of their attacking third. Maine keeps it in. The press is on. Plays that one over to Gold. Gold will play it with her right foot. A touch and shot. Just saved easy. Morgan Bovardi with a nice shot there. And look, Maine have been getting the good job, or excuse me, they've been getting numbers up, and especially behind the ball when needed. But more importantly, they're keeping it when they win it. They've been able to get possession and so far been able to maintain where they want to be, as Paige Gagne will take that one. A nice little punt and a beautiful outlet pass to her teammate. But again, communication lacking for Maine early on in this one, though a little bit lucky. Here comes Finley Brown. She's going to be able to put pressure. Addie Riley tries to clear that with ease. Smith, though, winning the 50-50 ball. Maine battling in their own middle of the half here. Cooper pressured by Smith. Tries to get a pass off. Feely with a foot. Back to United. Loretta Petrashevich tries to play it back to her defender who is under pressure. Good touch away from pressure for Peyton Darkisnia. But Maine wins it back, and they'll slow things down as Elowich, the experienced veteran with Emma Badger as well, both on this team last season, slowing it down. But crisp passing, good movement off the ball, and noticeably calmer pace compared to a chaotic start in that 5-0 loss to the Old Eagles last time here at Fitzpatrick. It's exactly what we talked about in the keys to the game, control the tempo early, and so far Maine's doing just that. We'll see if they can be rewarded, as the official will call a free kick for Maine, and they'll try to get women up ahead of the ball here, as Emma Badger will direct. But it looks like instead of Emma Badger taking it, stepping over that one is Kelsey Flint. Kelsey Flint lines it up, looking for that back post, drives it low. It's bouncing around, pinball action, and United clear. Not out of the woods yet, though, as Ali Mokriski will be on the ball. She's going to take a touch, go 1-2 with Smith. Beautiful 1-2 touch to start, but not a good finish, as now United will be once again pinned in their own end. This is where they've struggled to be able to get their transition going. We talk about the principles of play, being able to get out of your own end once you're able to win possession back, expand instead of contrast. So far for United, they've done a good job defending at times, but when they get possession, they've done yet to really create much. Finley Brown touches that one back. And here's Gagne. She's looking for maybe a deep ball, but instead plays it out to Ali Mokriski. She'll touch that behind. Emily Hood now to Badger. Badger with some pressure. Here comes Brown. Dispossessed. Good job. Here they come. Opportunity for Footy, but taken away off the foot of Morgan Bovardi. She's been up in the action early as she pressed that one. Unable to get a foot on it, though, as the Pioneers will pioneer their way out. Been under pressure so far, but they've had to put themselves through a lot of trouble early on. Maine again, we talked about those keys. Good start early, controlling the pace. It's been all Maine. Beautiful touch by Emily Hood to the middle. Here's Smith now looking for some help, but passes that one, unfortunately, to the wrong jersey. Maine Footy in the teal, Western United in the lime green. Beautiful touching, unfortunately for Ava Smith, unable to really get anyone on the other side of it as it goes out of bounds for a goal kick. First 10 minutes so far, again, Maine controlling the pace. Exactly what they wanted to do. Winning the possession battle and, again, showing real intent so far from the kickoff. And Western United is seeing a bit more of the ball now, but again, like you're seeing it, they're struggling with that final touch to break out of pressure. I mean, this is good possession. It's where you want to be, but Maine Footy's press has been organized and effective. See if they can continue to close down in their own 50, and there it is. Beautiful touch by Bavardi, no call, and it's a good no call as that one's going to be played out to Brown. Finley Brown tries to keep it in, but that one gets ruled off. But as we see, right, I mean, I'm mentioning it, this Maine Footy's pressure, organized, effective. They're closing down the passing lanes, winning second balls, forcing Western United into rush decisions. Nice little one touch. Smith couldn't get on it. Good defense by the Pioneers. And even when Western tries to play out of the back, as you see there, Maine getting possession again. Elowich under a little bit of pressure, but not too much duress as Kelsey Flint plays it back to Badger, out to Brown. She'll look for a big ball over the top and force, once again, Western United defense to make a tough decision. Elowich takes a step up. She's at the 40-yard line and will carry. A little step over move. And unfortunately, though, ends up in a turnover with the toe poke going to the Pioneers. Pioneers, though, here, this is where, again, they've struggled. They just haven't been clean. They haven't been decisive enough to get through that midfield line as, once again, Maine gets possession back. It's just where they're struggling the most. It's so far, it's advantage Maine in the middle of the park. They're dictating the tempo again and not letting Western settle into any kind of rhythm all over them. Once again, one there. Great job by Emily Hood, who will play it to Feely, who's looking for some help. Excuse me, that's not Feely. That one was Katrina Gold. Staunton plays one in deep, and Badger under pressure. Easily kicked out, though, by Peyton Gagne. Cooper with it. She's going to try to take a touch to her left. A nice 1-2 game there, and in is Audrey Afonso, and throwing now for Western United, and this is probably the best bit of possession we've seen. Commentator's curse just said they hadn't been able to really break through that midfield just yet, but there it is. Again, though, still advantage Maine in the middle of the park, but despite dictating the tempo, Western has been able to get into a bit of a rhythm here as they're possessing now. Elowich miscues the header. Badger will try to regain its composure. That one drops, though. Lucky that wasn't more damage done. And Kelsey Flint plays that one out to Brown. Back to Badger, one touch back to Brown. They're under pressure now. How does Maine handle it? Can they break it? Good job by United, who have been now giving a little bit of the press back. Not consistently yet, but this is a bit of a burst here. Pressure falling down on that one was Katarina Gould. Bavardi plays it to the middle. Smith has some space. Feely just a little bit too far ahead. It looked like, again, Mo Kriski was a little bit behind. Tried the overlap, but that one was, again, just touched away by Feely. United over the halfway line, a rare sight as they play back to Cooper. Maine, again, dictating the possession and dictating where they want to play. O'Krisky is going to run onto that, use her body to shield, and an easy throw-in decision for the official at 15. Maine slowing it down, and understandably so, as Western United have shown a flicker of life here. Stringing a few passes together, finally getting into an attacking third with some purpose as well, as that's a turnover. And here's an opportunity now, potentially, for United, and broken up by Elowich. Fires it, though, and just wide right. It was May Stroughton who had the opportunity in the box. Great job by Elowich to recover and spare maybe an opportunity and save the goal, as Maine Footy will get an opportunity. So it looks like offside, so the chance wouldn't have counted regardless. But it's the real first sign of rhythm we've seen from them. And now the question is, can they sustain it? They've been, showing brief moments, but nothing consistent enough to really test the Maine back line. That's the first one, as now we see it back deep in the attacking third and Maine on the attacking mind. Maine is sharp, and they're still solid right now, and unless Western can keep possession and build with intent, those moments are going to fizzle out just as quickly as they have arrived for Western United. So we'll see if they can string it together. Maine Footy, much better this time out, though, for the home crowd. That one pinballing around the midfield, kicked up by Smith. Lily Dunn running onto that. Dunn played into the midfield. That one to Ava Freeze. Freeze now to the back line. United looking for some possession. Looking for their target player up there. That was number 8 they were looking for, McKenna Sacco. But Badger and Elowich now back to playing the 1-2 game. And a nice kick just about in front of the 50-yard line. Really good punt. Should say more of a goal kick. And a beautiful, beautiful move there in the middle of the field by Emily Hood, who tries to play it to Bovardi, and Bovardi can't corral it. And now here comes United. That was almost a really good chance for Footy. Here's McKenna Sacco. That one's going to be played over. No one there, though, and really nothing doing. Hood turns, plays a great ball to Bovardi. She's got space, and she's got a runner. Smith's going. Plays it across now. She's looking for Brown, but instead opts for Gold. Gold now will play one over the top, but easily collected by the keeper. And a good idea, as you see Bovardi give her the nod with a thumbs up. It's one of the few chances we've seen, half chances, I should say, we've seen from Maine today. Hood now will touch it just in front of the 50. Here comes the Yarmouth standout, the Clipper, puts one down. Ava Feely tried to thread one through to Katarina Gould, but just couldn't. Elowich takes a touch with the knee, and then right foots it back to Mo Krisky, who will play it to Badger under pressure. Badger, though, really smart and under touch as she's starting to dictate the pace. Point guard out there is calling where she wants her teammates to go. Kelsey Flint in the midfield plays that one to Smith, out to Feely. Ava Feely will take a couple steps and cut inside. She's going to look to shoot, low driven, deflects off a defender, but bounces over to Gould. That's Flint, number 2, who drives that shot on net and easily saved by Riley. A really well-driven punt that will bounce just in front of Elowich, who will take a nice header on the second ball and easily played. And Maine are back under control in this first 20 minutes. Not much action. Each team has had their fair share of opportunities, but for the most part, it's been Maine possession and controlling the pace and really just methodically trying to whittle away maybe and chisel away, I should say, at this Pioneers team. Maine trying to get that first win here at home. Tough pass for Gagne. We'll see if they can recover. Rips it out, and a missed opportunity for United after a turnover from the goalkeeper. Rare turnover, usually a much more sound and collected back line is Maine Footy. As you see the conversation between the keeper and back line, but they're just a lucky opportunity missed as we get some subs for United. And a beautiful ball from Brown right down onto the end line, but easily played there by Peyton Darkisnia. Darkisnia able to show the speed there and get her body in front. Number 5, you see her right there trotting next to goalkeeper Maddie Riley. She's been strong in the backfield despite her size. She's able to use her body when she can, and right there she did a good job. Nice touch pass there from Stroughton. Here comes United now with some pace moving forward. Plays it back to the midfield. Stroughton now takes a couple dribbles, and she's in space. Beautiful touch and step by Smith, and Elowich cleans it up, but a free kick it looks like going to be given. And here comes United, as they will have a free kick right about just in front of the 30. They'll take it quickly. Well defended by Brown, and even better defended by Gold as it's intercepted. And Maine now back in possession. Bovardi, she'll turn, and she'll play one back across. Here comes Gold. Gold over to Badger, who has plenty of space to work with. Takes a touch and drills a beautiful pass right to the 50-yard line that unfortunately gets intercepted. She was looking for Gold, and now here comes United. Nice touch by Stroughton. She takes on Badger. Left-footed shot saved by Gagne and out of bounds for a corner kick. #21st minute here at Fitzpatrick Stadium. Corner kick now about to be taken from the Pioneers. Well driven, headed down, bouncing around. Gagne going to call off her team and easily corral it. And Maine are out of the woods. Played back to Riley. And look, about 22 minutes gone here at Fitzpatrick Stadium, and this one's still searching for its first big moment. Maybe thought we had it there, as Brown will take it under pressure. Step and a throw in by the middle official. But still searching for its first big moment, and there's a chance of a tone setter maybe coming. Maine Footy has been the more composed side, in my opinion, so far, as Smith lays that one out to Feely. She'll touch that one in at the 20th, and a beautiful defensive effort by the United, but Footy still holds possession. Feely looking for some help. She's going to play that to Smith. Smith will take a touch, rip that one towards net, and out of bounds for a goal kick. And again, we talk about it. Has been maybe the more composed side. Maine Footy, that is, winning the majority of 50-50s, controlling tempo, and showing much better organization than we saw in their last outing. They've had possession well, especially in the midfield, and have kept Western United from really finding any sort of consistent attacking rhythm. And Western's had a flicker or two, a few spells of pressure, and they've lacked that final pass to really threaten. But every time they try to build out, Maine's press and midfield pressure has really kept them off balance, as you saw right there, as Badger's going to play a direct ball up top. Bounces, in the second ball won by Smith, cuts that back, looks for help, plays it back outside. Running on is Mo Kriski. And one back by United. Bovardi pressing. And United now back in possession. And this has kind of been the story, right? It's been a cagey first 20 minutes, no fireworks yet, but you get the sense of Maine building something. They're on the front foot. They've set the tone. They look like a team determined to close out the season on their terms, but just haven't had that better final touch. United, though, really have struggled to get out of their own end. Once again, now being pinned here at the 25th minute as some subs be made for Maine. And a beautiful run being made there for Maine. Played across, and looks like everyone overran it. Smith, though, able to apply some pressure now on the back end on Karsten Humphreys. Humphreys under pressure. Smith playing her tough. That one's going to go out in a throw and be given to Maine. Colin Durkin on this right side, wreaking havoc, number 14. She's at the 6-yard line right now. That one played. Cooper's going to right foot that one out. Dribbles over to Humphreys. Humphreys will play that deep to the midfield. Alexis Elowich going to probably run on, use her body well, and that one's going to go out for a throw-in. Almost to halftime here at Fitzpatrick Stadium. Again, we mentioned a lot of what has happened already. It's been a little bit cagey again. Maine definitely had the more chances, the more possession, but Western United have had their fair share of kicks at the can. Badger trying to build through the middle. Emily Hood will turn. She's going to look for some options. Takes a hesitation. Back to Flint. Kelsey Flint plays that one wide. Picked up by St. Clair. Abby St. Clair plays that one in. Cut back by Durkin. Durkin now gets in. She's playing to the 18 and out of bounds for a goal kick. And Durkin looking driven so far. Number 14 giving us a little bit of a spark so far for Maine. Gotta love what you've seen. Working hard so far on that right side. As short is how they're going to play it. The Pioneers looking to build out of the back. That ball deep to the 40-yard line. Beautifully taken, though, by May Stratton, who still plays with it. Lays that one off, though, and will make a run towards the top. Carson Humphreys, number 19, she plays that one, and looking for offsides was Emily Badger. Looks like she stopped playing as if she knew. Mo Krisky now going to keep playing. Referee will too. Like everyone understood the assignment on that one. Plays that one wide. Here comes Kelsey Flint running onto it just over the half mark. She's going to play that one over the top to Durkin, but out of bounds for a throw-in. Oh, a nice move by Badger as she's able to play Audrey Afonso off the ball and dispossessed, though, on the pass. And a little bit of the story tonight is Humphreys looks for help. She tries to play that one over the top. Humphreys to Cooper. Cooper now in the middle looking for some distribution efforts. One touch, and that one floats up. Headed by Smith to the wrong team, but Alexis Elowich will clean it up. Smith battling now to Alexis Elowich, who can't clear into the middle. Stepping up on that one, though, was number 17, May Stoughton. And Stoughton will let that one fall to Paige Gagne. And Western United looking less like the Pioneers right now and more like they forgot the trail map, struggling to find their footing. That one takes a bounce. Number 16, Kaylee Quinn now in the match, as you see in front of you. With the ball, Abby St. Clair. She'll throw it in. She's also one of the new faces that has checked in for Maine. A trio right in front of you. St. Clair with the ball now in her hands. 14. Durkin as well down towards that flag. And, of course, you just saw battling to win this throw-in was Kaylee Quinn. St. Clair with the effort. Quinn now passes to Durkin out of bounds, though. All three involved, and a throw-in now rewarded to the Pioneers, who maybe have found themselves back on that trail map. Cooper now trying to win it back. Battling there, out of bounds, and a throw-in rewarded to going. Hey, no home cooking there. It's not a lobster bake here tonight in Portland, unfortunately, is that one thrown in. Bounces off, played quickly, but Maine not going to be phased. Badger slows it down, surveys, easily decides to play that one wide, and look at the space they have to create. Especially Ashley Conley, number 18 over there, who plays that one down into the deep end. Played back. Maine going to maybe have an opportunity here. Kaylee Quinn, who has the turnover, and now here comes United back out the other way. Pinball action, folks. Well, in about 30 minutes in, and we're being honest, it's one's got all the energy of a Tuesday afternoon town meeting so far. Slow-paced. Not much going on, and really not much to write home about, as Elowich now will once again play in possession to Badger. Both teams feeling each other out. Plenty of touches, not a whole lot of teeth. Western United still trying to blaze a trail, but so far the Pioneers haven't exactly discovered the net or much of anything in their final third, as Maine continues to possess. Still, it's soccer on a summer night in Maine, and sometimes the drama shows up late. We're holding out hope for fireworks right now. We're getting sprinklers at best, or sparklers, I should say, at best. So, still waiting for the fireworks, but again, we'll take what we can get here on a Maine summer. 31 minutes played. And then we'll see if anybody can break through. Durkin touches quickly. Here come the fireworks we're maybe looking for, but unfortunately couldn't get the final touch and saved. Should say corralled. Not much of a save on that one, but Maine with a little bit more of pressure there. Looked a little bit more direct. As a bad touch leads once again to Maine possession. And that one will trickle out for Maine Footy into throw-in, awarded to the hosts. Big shout out to all the ball boys here today, ball girls as well, working hard on a humid day here in Portland. And look, these kids are busting their butt as some subs come in, as you see them down there. And again, shout out to really everybody on the crew on the sidelines there, hustling to every dead ball, locked in really the whole way, just like Durkin is now. Step over, nice move, breaks her man down, going to take a right-footed cross, but ends up on the foot of a neon jersey, one touched out. Here comes the 1-2, Durkin giving this team some life. Nice step over to the right foot to the line, and a corner kick awarded. And Durkin giving some life. Corner kick to be taken by Durkin. Ball driven in, headed just over the bar. But oh my, Durkin with the sauce. A filthy step over down the flank, left the defender reaching for some air and earned Maine to corner. And that's the kind of flair we've been waiting for tonight. A little shake, a little sizzle, and now a chance to make something happen off that set piece. Here it is again, driven. Going to bounce just out of the reach of anybody. Conley now going to play it back in and over, and it's going to be a goal kick. Durkin, though, just injected some much-needed life into this match with some of those moves. Goal kick here from Maddie Riley, but the corner again doesn't lead to much. Just out for a goal kick, but still that sequence from Durkin was exactly what Maine Footy needed. The step over, the burst of energy, even the crowd reacted a little bit. Didn't end in a shot really of much, but that I think sent the message that Maine is here to play and they're looking to shake things up. Sometimes all it takes is a moment like that to wake up the match as we take a look back with this dead ball. A little bit of an opportunity on this corner kick. Durkin there right for you, taking it with the right foot. Well driven and just over the bar. But again, those are the kind of moments you look to just wake you up as stepping over the ball now for this United team. It's number 16, Ava Dagnoli, and she'll have a free kick from about the 45-yard line. As subs are made, 35 minutes done. Well played by St. Clair. United, though, all over that one. United still, though, looking for that final touch in their final third that they've lacked. Maine Footy now back over the half, as Western United still can't just seem to find that final piece right now. The touch in the final third just hasn't been there. Had some solid build-up, and they've had some promising build-up, in fact. A few decent rushes, and when it comes time to deliver that last ball or take the shot, it's just been off. Heavy touches, mistimed passes, you name it. As Maine Footy now going to try to take advantage of that one. Shot, goal! A beautiful strike by number 16, Kaylee Quinn. As she comes in, the super sub has answered for Maine, and that's the fireworks we were waiting for. It's not the 4th of July, but the leftover ones have been lit, and Maine has the 1-0 lead at Fitzpatrick Stadium. Kaylee Quinn with a beautiful shot into the left netting, and again, Maine is alive, and the fans have responded. That's what they paid for at the 37th minute. Kaylee Quinn with a beautiful strike. Let's take a look back at that replay. What a shot, and off the mistake from the United, Western United just left it out there, and you can't allow a player of Kaylee Quinn's caliber to be left out that open, and she made him pay. And now Western United are left wondering, 1-0 late in the first half. We were just talking about it. It felt like a town meeting on a Tuesday for a bit, but that goal has lit a fire. See if Maine can keep the momentum up as Badger will play it. Back to Paige Gagne. Here comes Kaylee again, rips it across, but just couldn't get it that time, and Quinn was in again in a corner kick late, but it looked like a potential tip, but I think she just missed it. She did just kick that one across, just didn't get a lot of it on her right boot. Riley tries to clear, and here comes Maine, maybe using a little bit of that momentum. Great pass to Durkin. She'll take a right-footed touch. Durkin step over back to the right side. Well driven and nicely collected by Maddie Riley. Really nice save by the goalkeeper there. Seven saves now for Maddie Riley as we get to the 40-minute mark. Again, Kaylee Quinn pounced on a loose ball. Emma Badger, great job to sniff that one out and stop the attack for United. Touch back, and Maine will slowly possess. But Kaylee Quinn pounces on a loose ball after a sloppy Western United turnover and absolutely rips it into the left side of the net. That's why you see 1-0 Maine on your score sheet. It's just like that. Boring turns to bang. You could feel something building. And Quinn was the one to break it wide open. A clinical finish, pure power, and a huge moment in this match and this season finale. So here comes Maine trying to make another one. Durkin touches back. Beautiful pass down, but no one there to pick it up. It was well touched, but no one able to pick that one up. But it's been the breakthrough for Maine footy, and Fitzpatrick Stadium finally had something to roar about as Maddie Riley will take the goal kick. We're into about the final 5 minutes here at Fitzpatrick Stadium. Maine footy again, 1-0 now, but here comes Western United. A ball well driven. Here comes an opportunity and deflected off. A great job by Elowich as May Stoughton, had a big opportunity that was able to be snuffed out by Maine. And that's the thing. It's all about composure at this point. See it out, stay sharp, and close the door in this half. Western United is trying to push, and they've lacked bite all night in this final third. Maine's defense has held strong, and now they just need to finish what's been one of their most disciplined efforts so far this season. Well-driven ball. Headed out. See if Bavardi can get on that. Bavardi does get on that, but it's going to go out for a throw-in. Here's one last push, one last stand. Let's see if Maine can seal it with a first-half finish that's strong. Super subs for Maine so far have done a great job. Kelsey Flint's not one of them, though, as she's been an orchestrator in the middle. Here's Durkin. Takes a touch, going to try to use her speed down that line. She's not going to be able to get by Dagnoli as that one goes out for a corner kick, and Maine will have another opportunity on the dead ball. Badger composed will play that one back to Gagne, and they'll reset. Maine, again, have been really composed, not really under pressure, and have just lacked every bit of the finishing touches so far today, especially now leading 1-0. Approaching the final moments here in the first half. That one's once again headed around. 1-0 Maine. We waited for all night for that moment, and it was quite the moment as they took a big advantage of this one. Throw in now, Maine trying to defend and get into the half up 1-0. battling for that one. Nice head out. Durkin now going to play it and kicked off and out of bounds for a throw-in. Colin Durkin has been fantastic so far today on this right side as she comes and plays it. Back over to Flint. Flint once again has been on the pitch all day, getting a lot of mileage here. That one played to Sniper. Sniper number 15 also is checked on as that one's played over the top. Maine Western United, going to play that well. And a whistle for a free kick as Sniper puts her to the turf, and easy call for the official. Just over the 45-minute mark as we wait to see how much extra time will be added in this first half. Probably not much as that one's played deep, and here comes United. The Pioneers now looking for an answer. It's 1-0 Maine. Alexis Elowitz running on. Gagne's going to call it and picked up. Maine now will look to get this out of their half. Quick throw out from the keeper. Played up to Feely. Feely turns. She's what she has. Goes to space. Plays one towards the corner. It's going to be Quinn, who already has a goal to her name now. Going to try to get some dangerous opportunities. Tries to put a cross across. Low driven on the second attempt. Easily picked up by Maddie Riley. And the first half whistle is there. And that's the end of the first half here at Fitzpatrick Stadium. Maine Footy leads Western United 1-0 thanks to a brilliant strike from Kaylee Quinn. Maine's controlled much of the game so far, winning possession, keeping pressure on, and holding Western United's so-called Pioneers to a frustrating night. Honestly, these Pioneers might want to check their compass because they haven't quite found the goal yet. Stick around. Plenty of soccer left in the second half.
I always knew I wanted to go to college, but I had to believe in myself to be able to make a change.
It's really about, do you like what you're doing? And that is part of what I have liked about going to school here, is that it's challenging. And I wanted challenge. I wanted something that would test me a bit.
I think free college is important because I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. There's other avenues besides going to a 4-year school and being in debt.
SMCC.
SMCC.
SMCC, defy expectations.
We're back from halftime here at Fitzpatrick Stadium. It's Maine Footy with a 1-0 lead over Western United thanks to a rocket from Kaylee Quinn, who cleaned up a loose ball and buried it into the left side of the net. It's been one of Maine's most composed halves of the season, controlling possession, pressing well, and keeping Western uncomfortable throughout. The Western United Pioneers in the lime green have had some moments, but in the final third, let's just say they're still trying to pioneer a path to goal. And so far, the map's upside down as we see an offsides call there as the map continues to be upside down as the Pioneers look for a path to goal. Maine's midfield, though, has done the dirty work, and the back line has kept things tidy. Now the challenge is closing it out, staying organized and looking for that insurance goal. It was 1-0 at the break, but 45 minutes away now from ending the season on a high note if they can hold things. That one played outside as Maine Footy now and Ali Mokriski playing on the left side. Beautiful ball into Bavardi. And Katrina Gold was in with some pressure, but Ava Dagnoli, who's done it all game, number 16 in the lime green. She's been fantastic so far for the Pioneers. Here's Maine now. Nice 1-2 touch. Looks for Smith in the middle. She missed the touch. Mokriski now. Elowich plays that one up to Flint. Flint looks for some help, takes a right-footed touch, rolls it over, and plays it back to Elowich, the safe decision. Elowich with a little bit of pressure now. Going to dribble around, play that one over to Badger, who's into some space, tries to find Ava Feely, who takes a beautiful turn and a beautifully laid ball off. Was looking for number 12 on that one, Megan Bavardi. Unfortunately, though, that one was snagged by United, but a beautiful idea from Ava Feely. Goal kick now will be taken. But Maine already off to the right start. Throw-in given back to Western United. So we're underway here in the second half. Again, Kaylee Quinn's first half strike is the difference so far, and now it's all about composure, energy, and seeing this one through. Western United will be looking as some pressure given by Maine. Maddie Riley able to put it out of pressure, but Maine not letting off the gas pedal. Feely looking for some help. She's going to take a touch. She's going to left foot that one over to Mokriski. Mokriski now back on her right foot. Takes a shot, deflected, and bouncing around and out. Smith, right-footed touch, crossover, and she's going to play it back to Mokriski. They have some nice play going on now. Maine Footy with the pressure. They play it back to the 30. Flint, direct ball in, back out to Mokriski. They're going to look for help. Mokriski, left-footed delivery. Looks for the header, flicked on and out of bounds for a goal kick. That time by number 2, Kelsey Flint. Excuse me, that looked like Ava Feely on that one with the header. But, again, Western United were looking to push forward, but that's Maine. And let's see if they can finish the job and close this season out with some points. That was another nice opportunity, and Maine already continuing to apply the pressure. Heavy pressure now in the 18. That one's delivered up top, headed away. Looked like she wanted to one-time that one. And a rip and a beautiful shot into the right corner. That time it was Emily Hood. It is 2-0 Maine, and what a moment. Emily Hood smashes it home and doubles the lead. She's been buzzing all night, and now she gets her reward. Great positioning, great finish, and you can feel the celebration from the bench to the stands. Maine Footy in control, playing with confidence and putting a perfect stamp on their final match of the season. It's 2-0, and Fitzpatrick Stadium is loving it. As we take a look back at the beautiful goal from Emily Hood, it was Kaylee Quinn at first, But here it is, a beautiful touch to the right foot delivered into the right corner, and it is 2-0 Maine Footy. See if Western United have an answer. Smith now. A direct pass, tried to get it through to Feely, but it bounces off and goes to Gold. Gold, though, is dispossessed. The big question now, can Western United respond? They've been second best for most of the night, struggling with possession, misfiring in the final third, and now down 2-0 after the strike from Emily Hood. Gold over to Feely with a beautiful touch towards space. Feely's going to get around Cooper. Left-footed shot over the bar and out for a goal kick. The Pioneers, they'll need urgency, creativity, and honestly, a spark from somewhere. Because right now, Maine Footy is owning the energy, the pace, and the scoreboard. Still time on the clock, but Western United's window is closing fast at 51 minutes as they try to alleviate the pressure that Ava Feely and Maine continue to apply. Throwing now for Western United. One back, Hood. Crossover, rips a low shot, and it hits the outside of the netting for a goal kick as Emily Hood was looking for her second in this half and third for Maine Footy on the night. And that was nearly a brace for Hood as Cooper able to find some space, dribble into the no man's land, but Kelsey Flint met her in the middle. Flint with the win back to Badger. Badger looks for some help, back to Flint. Flint turns. Flint in the middle again. She's played every minute so far this game. Turning was Feely, dispossessed though, and a ball going deep and easily going to be collected by Maine. Emily Hood, though, we look back at that second opportunity she had. It was another fantastic one, and she made a sharp run, got in behind the defense, and just couldn't quite tuck it in. But Hood is buzzing everywhere here in the second half, and it's all Maine right now, and Hood is at the heart of it. Gold rushing on, bumps into Dagnoli, who's able to at least play it safe for now. Brown plays that one down over to the corner, but a corner kick going to be given. I don't know who got these. Sorry. Here at Fitzpatrick Stadium with Smith laying that one off and intercepted, and in transition they go. We'll see. They have the numbers. They always look for the 6-6-6 rule. For those of you who don't know that, it's the English FA soccer rule they teach to youth. The 6-6-6 rule is simple as this. 6 players ahead. Can you make it into the attacking front in 6 passes with 6 players, and can you do it in 6 seconds? As that one's played into Miss Kowski's. That's a beautiful save by Riley on Mokriski, excuse me. As Maddie Riley makes a beautiful save and a throw-in for Mokriski. But the 6-6-6 rule in transition is simple. Once you gain possession, if you can hold it for 6 seconds, if you have 6 players ahead of you and you can make 6 passes or get to the net in 6 passes, you want to have that transition. And so far I think Maine's done a good job at that. And even right then, if you were United, that was the principles of play right there for you. They did have a perfect transition opportunity, just not able to make the most of it. Still down 2-0, and Maine in possession in the corner. Mokriski now will play one into towards the 6, headed away. That booted up, and Mokriski now trying to use her body. As the game gets a little physical, step back, another step back, and now pass back. Elowich plays towards the 50. Looking for some help, and she'll kick it directly over the top to Bovardi, and she'll go into space. She'll play one over the top to Feely. Feely now with 2 jerseys around her, had to play out, and here we go. Here comes the transition. They're going to play one direct over the top, and offsides will be called, and that's a good call by the official. as he goes off sides, and we'll see just where Maine can go next. Taking their time are Footy. Up 2-0. No real rush, and looking for a big-time success here in the final home game of the season with a big crowd on hand. Bavardi plays that one over to Feely on the right flank. Chested down and out of bounds for a throw into Western United. Dagnoli, let's see what she can do with it. Looks for some help, but it goes to Smith instead, and Smith will turn. She's got some numbers if she can get into space. Gold under pressure. Back to Badger, who tries to turn, but really met with some pressure from United. Alexis Elowich, though, will create and take the space. And a beautiful ball to Mokriski, who couldn't get to it, but a great idea from Elowich, showing off the veteran savviness. She was on this team last year along with Badger, and both of them so far at the center back position, showing off their sturdy capabilities. Mokriski now bounces around and out of bounds for a throw-in to the Pioneers. Opportunity for the Pioneers as they're deep in the zone. Left-footed cross. Couldn't get the one-timer as she just missed it. It looked like it went off her heel and out. And Mokriski now will try to go in transition. She can't get a clean pass off to Bavardi. She'll touch back, though, and still find space. Flynn. She's been a great distributor in the middle. A nice touch to space, and here comes Maine Footy, almost able to connect on that one, but it was a great effort at first as Smith not going to give up. Battling, wins that touch. Cooper loses it. Back to the middle. Hood, nice touch back, finds Smith. Smith now. Gold to Bavardi, who plays one in. Here comes Feely. Feely, the Yarmouth native, can't finish it as it's a beautiful save by Maddie Riley. Ava Feely, the Maine native, broke through on a beautiful ball, but couldn't finish it. Credit the goalkeeper, an even better reaction save, getting the hand down to be able to block that shot, and Maine denied an opportunity to be up 3-0. They're still in on knocking at the door. Bavardi, left-footed cross, header down, and that's a beautiful goal. Maine on the board, number 7, Katarina Gould. She scores that one, and that's a beautiful finish on the header as Maine answer, and we were wondering if they'd break through for that third goal. They do. It's number 7, Katarina Gould, is able to head it home. We take a look back at this one as Maine take a 3-0 lead. A beautiful ball by Bavardi and well headed down. And it's 3-0 at Fitzpatrick Stadium. And this one is turning into a party for the home side. A beautiful delivery into the box. And Gould raises up and buries the header. Textbook finish. And look, the Maine bench erupted a little bit. That's the exclamation point on what's been an outstanding second-half performance thus far. From gritty to dominant, Maine Footy is closing out their season in style as we head towards the 60th minute. Goal kick here, and what a second half from Maine Footy as they've come flying out and never looked back. It started with Emily Hood, who buried Maine's second goal and nearly added a third just minutes later with another dangerous chance. From there, it was all pressure from the home side. The capper came from Gould, who powered home the header just now to make it 3-0 and send Fitzpatrick Stadium into celebration mode. Maine dominated the tempo. They've stayed sharp defensively and played with purpose. It's been a complete team performance so far, as again they're trying to close this season out in style, up 3-0 in the 59th minute. We're about 30 minutes left to play here at Fitzpatrick Stadium. It's going Maine Footy's way, playing with confidence, control, and the energy of a team that knows it's about to finish its season on a high. Western's got half an hour to respond, but right now it's Maine Footy dictating everything from possession to pace to emotion, and the crowd can feel it. The season finale is shaping up to be a statement win so far, and I don't think they're done, as you see Gold trying to continue on as she loses possession, wins it back for her team, plays it back to Mokriski, who will settle in and have plenty of time as the press has definitely taken a step back for this Pioneers team. Western United, known as the Pioneers, just haven't shown much fight here so far in this second half. As Smith takes it, let's see what she can do with it. Cuts to the middle, rips a low shot, and just wide left. Down 3-0, though. This Pioneers team struggling to string passes together. They haven't tested the main keeper and, frankly, look a step behind in every phase. For a team that needed a spark, they've been brought a flashlight to the fireworks show. Maine Footy, meanwhile, is playing inspired, and with 30 minutes to go, the Pioneers need to find something, anything to avoid going out here with a whimper. But it's not looking good as we hit the 61st minute. Substitutions being made on the pitch. Played out, and once again, Western United will start from the back. And this has been their biggest issue, stringing passes together out of the back. They've really, really struggled to find anything. And when they've gone into the attacking third, it's always been about the finishing touch, where for Maine, they've really done a good job, especially this half with Hood, Gold, and company, and even Feely, who's had a couple opportunities to really create, and under duress are the Pioneers, as that one's tried to clear it out, but Alexis Elowich, great effort to keep that in possession. Smith with a little step-over move, right-footed, and tries to find Gold, trying to get her second goal of the game, but credit Maddie Riley, who's been under some pressure tonight. She's had a couple big saves here in the second half to keep this respectable. Elowich misses the kick. Here comes Stoughton, who was dribbling in tightly, but contested well. Played in for Maine. Well driven to Feely. Good 1-2 touch. Hood now in the middle to Bavardi, who tries to play another one into goal. She has a beautiful delivery earlier today with an assist already. Ava Feely. She's looking for that goal as she cuts to the middle. Left-footed strike and corralled by Maddie Riley. Feely, a few times that we've seen her here at Fitzpatrick Stadium, has been left frustrated. She's had plenty of opportunities. One of the most prolific strikers in Maine high school history at Yarmouth under Coach Andrew Higgins, one of the most prolific coaches in the state of Maine. Incredible program over there, whether it's run by Haggerty or Higgins. Yarmouth has found a way to win consistently as that one's played deep in and offsides. Flag goes up. Maine Footy will be back in possession. Home of Fitzpatrick Stadium. Again, Portland Hearts of Pine normally play here on the weekend. They've lended us the field tonight for a beautiful game and a beautiful night against Western United. Portland Hearts of Pine are out in Texas tonight. Little road action. So a lot of Maine soccer fans excited. If you're catching this one tonight, you can tune in for the men's team later, as both women and men in action today, whether it be Footy or the Hearts. That one played to Mokriski now as she has some space to work with on the left flank. She's going to cut back towards the middle. Right-footed played to Elowich. She'll take a right-footed touch and go towards that left flank and be warded off. Takes a step over, looking to make a move, as she does. Really nice move. Mokriski tries to use the back heel, but it's denied, and the throw-in going to be going to Maine Footy. Fitzpatrick's also home of the Portland Bulldogs, high school soccer team here. Back-to-back regional finals appearance for the boys team. The girls team, not so much. They've struggled in years past, but the boys soccer team has a proud program run by Coach Rocco Frenzilli, who started the program back in the 80s and is still the head coach. That's a beautiful ball through, but defended by Gagne and an offsides call, so a free kick coming out. Brand new turf on this field, though, for the Portland soccer team that I'm sure they're very excited about. As you see home of the Bulldogs up on Fitzpatrick Stadium scoreboard whenever we get to it. But it is a beautiful night here and a lot of soccer getting ready to be played here this fall. Football as well. Portland High football team actually won the state title last year for that. So a lot of success on this field, and Maine Footy now just contributing to a lot of it here as we enter the 66th minute at Fitzpatrick Stadium in Portland, Maine. Beautiful night. Not the sunny night out, but a little cloudy, not too damp, but nice enough to have this game and everybody be comfortable. Good crowd on hand. Next door is the Portland Sea Dogs, affiliates of the Boston Red Sox, AA affiliates. Cedon Rafaela, who hit that walk-off home run last night, played many games over next door at Hadlock Field as Mokriski goes in. Left-footed drive, low, and kicked out by Cooper. Western United now will look to go in transition and attack. They have even numbers and a beautiful ball, actually just ahead of her. I say beautiful, but it was played a little bit too far ahead of Stoughton and corralled by Gagne. But to get back to the point, again, Cedon Rafaela, for those of you Red Sox fans who watched that walk-off home run last night, played many games next door to us over at Hadlock Field. They're underway right now against the Hartford Yard Goats, affiliates of the Colorado Rockies. Affiliates of the Red Sox battling the affiliates of the Rockies, and of course both those teams played earlier this week. Back to the action on our pitch, though, as Maine Footy lead 3-0, almost into the final 20 minutes of this one, as Flint plays that one back to Badger, and Badger over to Hood. Hood the one touch to the corner to Durkin, and here comes Footy. Done a good job at possessing. Badger looks back for some help, and once again is able to lay it off to Flint, and they're going in hard. Now Gold right there, beautifully touched back, though, that time by Audrey Afonso, by Ava Dagnoli, number 16. Dagnoli's been all over it. Loretta Petrosevich was able to clear that one, but it goes right back on the second ball to Maine. Mokriski now trying to go one-on-one, gets it on her right foot, but easily corralled by Cooper, who's been quite the pest for Maine tonight. Bavardi trying to apply some pressure on Cooper. Cooper remains poised, plays it back to Petrosevich, and Petrosevich is able to alleviate some of that pressure. Popping it like a pimple. Maybe not the best image for you, those of you back at home. As Emma Badger now will play it back, and Gagne will easily be able to dictate the pace. And that's the one thing we talked about coming in about the keys of the game. Dictating the pace. Petrosevich under pressure, delivered left-footed, headed out. Under more pressure. Physical play goes to the Pioneers, and well played out. Elowich misses it, but Badger's there to clean it up, and Maine's going to handle this one no problem. It's like a throw in here and some subs coming up, but let's revisit some of these keys to the game now that we're about 70 minutes in. Controlling the pace early, check. Maine has dominated possession. They've dictated tempo throughout the match, especially compared to their previous outings I've seen, and they've played with more composure and confidence tonight, especially since the last time out. Stay organized defensively, check. Maine's back line, midfield support, and goalkeeper have been great so far, keeping Western United off the score sheet. It's now 3-0 and holding solid so far. We'll see, though, as we've seen a couple of these breakouts almost from the Pioneers, but Maine's done a good job at transitioning and getting compact and not allowing off, and another offsides there, not allowing them to get off, so good offsides track. But also the other piece of this has been finding the spark going forward, right? Stay organized, control the pace early. Both of those things happened here tonight, and they're up 3-0. But the biggest piece and the most important, in my opinion, check that we have to hit on these boxes is finding the spark going forward. Because that one, to me, especially last game, we couldn't really get Ava Feely going. We couldn't get others going. But double check tonight. Kaylee Quinn's first half goal broke the deadlock. Emily Hood's second half strike and near miss kept the pressure high. Gold's header sealed the deal with a third, and Ava Feely's been all over creating chances and almost finishing pretty decisively for the most part. But outside of that, I mean, Maine has done what they've had to do. The three keys to the game that we discussed, they have come out and executed to perfection as we hit the 71st minute. Again, we stand about 20 minutes left, and Maine Footy executing that game plan brilliantly and looking poised to finish strong, while Western United needs a spark if they want to change the course of this match. So that's Maddie Riley clearing that one off her line, but right to the foot of Flint. She plays that one into Hood. Hood back to Flint. She isn't able to get it to her, though, is a good defense by the Pioneers. That one, number 16, Ava Dagnoli. Is mentioned her name a lot. Anytime you see 16 out there, you know it's Dagnoli, as she's been all over the pitch causing havoc. Subs coming off, looks like Smith for Maine and Mokrisny will check off. A couple subs coming on as the fans show their respect on the final game of the season for these Maine Footy women. Played a hell of a season and are leaving it all out there tonight in what's been a special night with a 3-0 lead. It's looked good. Maddie Riley blasts that one. Cooper now trying to win it back. Sniper all over her. Really well done by Sniper and almost rewarded for a really nice steal, but goes behind a deep ball. Easily picked up by the keeper, who will one-touch that back to the 50-yard line. Flint with the header. Cooper now right-footed touchdown. Tries to play it to her teammate. Beautiful cutback there for the Pioneers. They look for the big ball over to the corner, but chested down by Maine, and in transition comes Gold. Looks for Sniper. Sniper's going to dummy that one and head over to Badger, who is also under a lot of pressure. Maeve Stoughton has really been applying a lot of pressure up there for this Western United club when they've had the chances, as Elowich will slowly try to work away at this one, as that one's passed up and out of bounds. Unlucky there for number 18, Ashley Conley, who's checked into the game. Throwing for the Pioneers. Conley plays that one back to Badger, and as you see, there's no sense of urgency for Maine at this point as they play through the middle. Flint takes a few touches. Left-footed pass towards the corner. Here comes Conley. Plays that one in directly. A tap on and unable to get enough on it to get it past the keeper, but is able to get enough on it to register a shot, and a beautiful job that time by Kaylee Quinn, who already has struck once. She broke the deadlock in this one. She tried to get a second. Pioneers. Here they come. Looks like an offsides, and that's been a big issue for Western United. I think we've seen them called offsides multiple times. They've really done a bad job at reading that Maine back line. Nice spin move there by Badger to find Alexis Elowich. And again, the two of them really strong and sturdy at the back. Sniper with a nice touch into space. Cooper was on her back, but she's able to pass out of the pressure. And Western United has been caught off sides repeatedly tonight. We've talked about it a few times already as Elowich plays that one back as they try to slow the pace down up 3-0. Western's been caught offside a lot, though, and it's been a real momentum killer for them. I mean, every time they look like they might build something going forward, the flag goes up, and it's become a bit of a theme in the second half, whether it's missed time runs or trying to force the issue. The Pioneers haven't been able to stay level with the line, and Maine's back line deserves some credit for holding their shape. It's been frustration by the flag for Western United, and it's keeping them from gaining any kind of real traction so far tonight as Hood turns. Looked for help, but ends up with a turnover, but she battles back to win it back, and Quinn tries to play the 1-2, beautiful cutback and nice delivery towards Durkin, who will come in hard, but Maddie Riley there to corral it. Maddie Riley's done a good job holding her own in that 18, especially in the second half as she's been under duress. Quinn takes a touch, looks for some help. She gets the overlapping run. Here comes Conley, plays that one across. Dummied, beautiful, ripped shot by Hood, and that one is good. Emily Hood, number 6, that's number 2. It's a brace here in the finale, 4-0 Maine. And let's take a look back at the replay here as Emily Hood scores again. Beautiful assist from Conley, and that's her second of the night. What a lovely setup again from Ashley Conley, who slid a perfectly weighted ball through the defense. Hood made no mistake. Cool, composed finish, and just like that, it's 4-0 Maine Footy. This has turned into a rout in the best way for the home side. Hood's been electric, and Conley's vision on that assist was top class. Maine is pouring it on here in the season finale at Fitzpatrick Stadium. Again, I'm Taylor Mannix here on the broadcast in the 77th minute as we come on to the closing moments where Maine has absolutely put a stamp on this one, an exclamation point, if you will. Rolled out to Badger as Maine hold the 4-0 lead. Closing in on 10 minutes left. But what a beautiful strike from Emily Hood. Again, made no mistake about it as Flint was under pressure. But at this point, the Pioneers look a little bit defeated. Can you blame them? 4-0. They've traveled up here for a thumping. Ball played directly to the 50-yard line where Quinn was trying to connect with Hood on the flank, but they couldn't, and that's a throw-in. Ball goes over the top, touched over, takes a bounce by the 30. Alexis Elowich under pressure. She's going to handle it, though. Good job using her body and is going to take that one touch out of bounds to the right side. Throw-in now for the Pioneers. See if the Pioneers can salvage a goal at the end of this and spoil the shutout for Paige Gagne. Maine just trying to defend at this point and hold the shutout as we get into the final moments. See the goal there by Hood. Sorry, I was watching the goal by Hood. It was beautiful, I got to say. Really, really nice, well-driven shot. And again, Ashley Conley set her up perfect on that. Well-weighted, good time as Quinn applies the pressure. Quinn wins it back. Nice win at the 50-yard line. They're into attack mode. Here comes Quinn. Quinn takes a touch. Going to cut one back, steps it over, and pulls it back out. She's going to look for some help. There's Gold. Gold's going to call one out. Right-footed cross, and she has the space with Durkin on the other side. Good switch. Durkin tries to play it around and use the speed. She gets in. Right-footed, low-driven cross. Touched by Gold and just wide right. And as the final 10 minutes are here at Fitzpatrick Stadium, Maine Footy is putting the bow on what's been a beautiful performance. 4-0 over Western United, with this one all but wrapped up and looking to apply the pressure here as a goal kick will come out. Emily Hood's been the star with 2 goals, including the last one assisted by Ashley Conley, who threaded the needle like she was sewing a winter scarf. The attack's been clicking, the defense has been sharp, and the energy, pure end-of-season joy right now here at Fitzpatrick Stadium. As for the Pioneers, while they might want to pioneer a new game plan for next year, they've been called offsides more than a bad Tinder match, and they haven't found answers all night. Maine's bench is getting involved now, the crowd's into it, and this team is cruising toward the offseason with a full head of steam. One last push to the finish line. Let's see if they can keep the clean sheet to cap it off. 10 minutes to go here in Portland, Maine at Fitzpatrick Stadium. That one well driven to Quinn, but couldn't find her foot as Maddie Riley will easily collect that. Elowich, great shield, collision, and collected as a physical game, the game of soccer is, and that gives us a good time to give some serious credit to Maine's back line, especially Alexis Elowich and Emma Badger. Alexis Elowich was just there to make that. Emma Badger just passing out of the back as now Hood corrals it up at the 50-yard line. Played back to Badger, who will look back to Gagne. And let's talk about those two again, Elowich and Badger. They've read the game brilliantly, stepping into passing lanes, winning one-on-one battles, and keeping Maine United's attack completely neutralized. Only time the Pioneers tried to push forward, Elowich was there to clean it up, as you just saw, and Badger's composure and positioning have been spot on tonight. They've both been where they need to be to help their team and keep things under control. As Flint turns, looks for an outlet, she gets it. And they've been the anchors of this dominant performance, and honestly, they've made defending look fun. That's even possible. Quietly, they're a big reason why Maine's sitting at a comfortable 4-0 lead with a clean sheet still intact. I mean, we've talked about Hood and Gold and Quinn, but Elowich and Badger have had just an amazing night tonight here as we head into the final 10 minutes. There'll be a post-match interview as well on this stream after the match, so stay tuned. Couple subs coming in as we again are in the final 10 minutes here tonight. Maine Footy up 4-0. Headed down and out, and this one will now be a throw-in for the Pioneers, who have hung tough, but not tough enough. As a missed kick by Sniper goes out of bounds, and they'll try it again here from about the same spot. Pioneers chested down. Petrusevich is offsides again, and we mentioned it, the offsides has been a killer for this Pioneers team. Anytime they feel like they get something going, they start to apply that pressure. Boom, free kick coming out, and they have to retreat and get compact again. As soon as they expand, they have to contract, and it's been tough as Flint looks to switch fields. Not the greatest of passes that she's had tonight, even though it's tough to criticize her for how fantastic she's been. That one bounces out, and it looks like it will go for a corner kick. An opportunity now for this Pioneers team to get on the score sheet. See how they do as they have a corner kick now down in their own end deep with about, I'd say, about 5 minutes left, maybe less in this match. So that one's driven in a beautiful header. It was well taken by McKenna Sacco, but McKenna Sacco could not find the back of the net. She had everything but the right direction. Speed, timing, all of it, but finding the back of the net. That was a great effort by Sacco, who hasn't really had many opportunities tonight. We'll see if they can have another. A little bit of life. Sacco back in, but really well defended by Maine. That was St. Clair on that one. Abby St. Clair, number 5, stepping in off the bench and making a big play to maintain potentially the shutout here. Paige Gagne can thank her later. Badger plays that one towards the 50-yard line. Bavardi bounces over her. Durkin now has 2 jerseys. She's going to use her speed, gets by 1. Cuts it back. Great defending now by the Pioneers. Durkin, though, on her right foot, likes to go with it and bounces out for what looks like a goal kick going to be given on that one. A little surprising, but no argument, it seems like, from the Footy. So goal kick given, and it'll still be 4-0. Sniper with a beautiful pass to Smith to thread the needle. Smith plays it in. Durkin using the speed. Wins it, but out of bounds for a goal kick. Actually, it looks like they're going to give a corner kick on that one. So twice I've been mistaken. So Maine will have a threatening opportunity here from the corner. Up 4-0. In the final moments, witching hour here. See if they can tack on to this route. Staunton plays that one to Sacco. Sacco's going to have a chance. She plays that across right-footed and just misses. Carson Humphreys on the other side. Humphreys in possession now on the right side. She's going to touch that one back. One back, though, by Maine. Smith now with it on her foot and plays it up to Bavardi. Plays that one back, and a beautiful 1-2 give and go by Maine Footy. Durkin with a nice deep ball. Just a little bit too much on it as it's able to be defended, but well played. Good 1-2 play there for this Maine Footy team. Mo Kriski tried to find Durkin, who missed the heel flick, and that's going to be easy possession back as they try to go direct to Sacco. Beautifully played by Abby St. Clair, who's been all over Sacco since she's come in. Ava Feely, nice step over to beat her defender. She's going to go one-on-one again. Left-footed flick in towards the 6, and it's going to be an own goal scored as the salt goes in the wound on that one, and Maine takes a 5-0 lead. As the whistle blows again, 5-0 Maine. With that own goal by Western United, it's unbelievable now with that 5-0 one. As again, own goal, tough one there. This is just where things get hard for teams like this, right? And it's one of those things when you're not your night. It's not your night. 5-0 on the scoreboard. Maine was in this exact position just a few weeks ago against Old Eagles. They put up 4 goals in the first half. So here comes Durkin now trying to rip one on. Beautifully blocked shot by United, and they'll get possession back as Maine will back up off and maybe take the foot off the gas with a 5-0 lead. And again, they felt this pain right on their home field not too long ago against that Old Eagles team, and now they come back and serve it back. Must be a good feeling for this team at the end of the season to be able to have this opportunity to come to Fitzpatrick Stadium again and be able to correct the ship. They ran into a storm last time. Tonight they're out, and they found the dock, at least heading home for the finale with a big win. That one, though, stepped up in a nice steal by United. Tries to play that one in. Another offsides call, and it has been plaguing them all night tonight. All night. Tough one. And that trap has really been playing tricks on them. And that's the full-time whistle here at Fitzpatrick Stadium, right at 90. And Maine Footy finishes the season with a bang, a dominant 5-0 win over Western United. It was a complete performance from start to finish. Kaylee Quinn got things rolling in the first half, and the second half turned into a showcase. Emily Hood scored twice. Gold had added a header, and to cap it all off, Western United handed Maine a bonus with an own goal at the end because when it rains, well, it pours. Defensively, Elowich and Badger were rock solid, shutting down every Pioneer push before it could turn into anything dangerous. Western United was caught offsides more than a rec league striker, and they just never found their way into the match. This one was all Maine, organized, confident, and ruthless when it mattered. A 5-0 win, a clean sheet, and a party to end the season in front of their home fans. That's a wrap on the campaign for Maine Footy. We'll have an interview as well right here on the stream, as it was quite a way to finish. Thanks for being with us all season long, and we'll see you next year right back here in Portland, and stay tuned again for an interview post-game.
I always knew I wanted to go to college, but I had to believe in myself to be able to make a change.
It's really about, do you like what you're doing? And that is part of what I have liked about going to school here, is that it's challenging. And I wanted challenge. I wanted something that would test me a bit.
I think free college is important because I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. There's other avenues besides going to a 4-year school and being in debt.
SMCC.
SMCC.
SMCC, defy expectations.
Win. Last time you guys were at Fitzy, it was kind of the reverse score on you. How's it feel to be able to serve one back to a different team but have the result go your way this time like that?
Yeah, I mean, against a different team, but the mentality coming into this game was off a couple of weeks ago. So it was just about what we talked about before the game. Like, first 5-10 minutes, keep the ball, keep possession. Can we frustrate the other team? And then we create chances and we score, and it worked. Then there was a couple of things that we noticed for the second half that we worked on and we talked about, and then we went straight in and scored 2 or 3 more goals. So the girls really responded.
Yeah, and one of those girls who really responded was Emily Hood. She had 2 goals tonight in that second half, and on that second one from Conley, a beautiful delivery, and that one-time finish. I mean, as a coach, that must be what you guys draw it up like.
Yeah, I mean, it was great. We talked about the crosses coming into the box and keeping them away from the keeper and making sure they come back to the 18-yard box, and that's exactly what happened. And not only that, I mean, it's the things that we notice as coaches. She worked hard to get the ball. She worked hard off the ball. Yes, a lot of people notice the goals she scores, but the other small stuff, that leads to a 5-0 win.
Well, and talk about small stuff. I mean, felt like Emma Badger and Alexis Elowich on that back line, those center backs. I know how important those are, especially in a game, to keeping stability for those two. It seemed like they were kind of your rocks tonight. Is that how it felt on the sideline?
Yeah, I mean, and including Paige in that back line and goal, and Emma and Alexis, they worked so hard, and they made the game look easy. I mean, at the end of the day, 5-0, you can say it was easy, but they still had pressure on them. So for them to take that onto their shoulders and the experience that the two of them have that fed into the rest of the players, they looked so calm. And obviously for them to feed off the other players, it worked great.
Well, Coach, congratulations on the win. Thanks so much for joining me tonight. Back to you guys. Thanks for joining us at Fitzpatrick tonight. I'm Taylor Manick signing off.